The human body has been a source of fascination for millennia. Artists, poets, and philosophers have all pondered its mysteries and celebrated its beauty. Among the many aspects of human anatomy, the female form, in its entirety, has held a particular allure. This essay delves into a specific facet of this fascination, the male obsession with the female rear end. We will journey through history, from ancient civilizations to the digital age, examining how this interest has been expressed, shaped, and perpetuated across cultures and eras.
To understand the roots of this fascination, we must turn to evolutionary biology. From this perspective, physical attributes that signal health and fertility tend to be seen as attractive. A woman's rear end, specifically its size and shape, can be an indicator of her capacity for childbearing and overall well-being. Ample hips and buttocks suggest a reserve of fat stores, essential for sustaining a pregnancy and nursing a child. This biological advantage, ingrained over countless generations, likely contributes to the enduring appeal of a curvaceous physique. Evolutionary psychologists also point to the role of hormones in shaping mating preferences. Men, driven by testosterone, are naturally drawn to visual cues that signal femininity and reproductive potential. The distribution of fat in the female body, particularly around the hips and buttocks, is influenced by estrogen. This creates a distinctly feminine silhouette that stands in contrast to the typically leaner, more muscular male form. This biological imperative to seek out healthy mates has likely played a significant role in shaping aesthetic preferences across cultures. The appreciation for the female form, particularly its curves, is not a modern phenomenon. Archaeological evidence suggests that ancient civilizations held similar views on beauty. Sculptures and artworks from these periods often depict women with exaggerated hips and buttocks. This emphasis on curves was not merely aesthetic. It reflected deeply held beliefs about fertility, abundance, and the life-giving power of the feminine. Consider the Venus figurines, small statuettes dating back to the Paleolithic era. These figures, found across Europe and Asia, depict female figures with voluptuous bodies, emphasizing the breasts, abdomen, and buttocks. While their exact purpose remains a subject of debate, these figurines are often interpreted as symbols of fertility, motherhood, and the abundance of nature. They suggest that the appreciation for a woman's curves, particularly her rear end, has deep roots in our collective psyche. In ancient Egypt, the goddess Hathor, often depicted with a cow's head or horns, was revered as a symbol of motherhood, nurturing, and joy. Her image, frequently adorned with the solar disk, represented the life-giving power of the sun and the cyclical nature of creation. While Hathor's depictions are diverse, some emphasize her hips and buttocks, linking her to fertility and abundance.
The Victorian era, known for its strict social mores and emphasis on modesty, marked a shift in perceptions of the female body. The natural form was heavily concealed beneath layers of clothing, and a slender, corseted silhouette became the epitome of beauty. This period saw a departure from the celebration of curves that characterized earlier eras. The female body, once openly admired for its sensuality and life-giving potential, became increasingly subject to societal constraints and idealized notions of beauty. However, it is essential to recognize that even during periods when curves were less explicitly celebrated, the male gaze remained fixated on the female form. The Victorian era, despite its emphasis on modesty, saw the rise of clandestine forms of erotic art and photography that continued to objectify and sexualize women's bodies, often focusing on specific features like the ankles, neck, or the curve of the back.
The 20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in how beauty was perceived and disseminated. The advent of mass media, particularly film and photography, created new avenues for shaping and standardizing ideals of attractiveness. Hollywood, with its glamorous starlets and captivating narratives, played a pivotal role in this transformation. Actresses like Marilyn Monroe and Sophia Loren became global icons, their hourglass figures celebrated and emulated by women worldwide. These women, often adorned in form-fitting garments that accentuated their curves, became synonymous with a particular kind of feminine allure. Their images, splashed across movie screens and magazine covers, helped to solidify the association between a curvaceous physique and desirability. This era also saw the rise of pinup girls, whose images, often depicting them in suggestive poses and attire, further fueled the male fascination with the female form. These images, intended for mass consumption, reinforced the idea of the female body as an object of desire, with specific features, including the rear end, often emphasized.
Photography, particularly fashion and glamour photography, played a crucial role in shaping how the female body was presented and perceived. The camera lens, often wielded by male photographers, became a tool for objectification, framing the female form through a distinctly male gaze. Images in magazines and advertisements often focused on specific body parts, including the buttocks, separating them from the woman's personality or individuality. This fragmentation of the female body, reducing it to a collection of desirable parts, had a profound impact on how women viewed themselves and how they were perceived by men. It reinforced the idea that a woman's worth was intrinsically linked to her physical attributes and her ability to conform to prevailing standards of beauty.
Pop cultures influence music, fashion, and the body beautiful. The latter half of the 20th century and the dawn of the 21st century saw the rise of pop music and its profound influence on fashion, culture, and perceptions of beauty. Music videos, with their dazzling visuals and often suggestive choreography, became a powerful medium for showcasing the idealized female form. Artists like Madonna, Beyoncé, and Jennifer Lopez, known for their captivating stage presence and celebration of their bodies, pushed boundaries and challenged traditional notions of beauty. Their influence extended beyond music, impacting fashion trends and empowering women to embrace their sensuality. The fashion industry, always responsive to cultural shifts, reflected these changing ideals. Clothing became tighter, more revealing, and designed to accentuate the female form. Low-rise jeans, crop tops, and bodycon dresses became wardrobe staples, emphasizing curves and celebrating a more athletic, toned physique.
The social media effect filters, facades, and the pursuit of perfection. The rise of social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat has created a new landscape for the dissemination and consumption of images. These platforms, while offering tools for connection and self-expression, have also contributed to the pressure to attain an often unattainable standard of beauty. Filters, photo editing apps, and carefully curated feeds create a world of curated perfection, where flaws are erased and bodies are digitally enhanced. This constant bombardment of idealized images can fuel body image anxieties and contribute to a distorted sense of self. The male obsession with the female rear end has found new avenues for expression in the digital age. Social media platforms are rife with images that objectify and sexualize women's bodies, often reducing them to their physical attributes. The pursuit of likes, comments, and online validation can drive individuals to engage in risky behaviors, including excessive dieting, cosmetic surgery, and the overuse of photo editing tools in an attempt to attain an often unattainable ideal.
A global phenomenon, cultural variations and universal appeal. While the male fascination with the female rear end is a cross-cultural phenomenon, it's essential to recognize that beauty standards vary significantly across the globe. What is considered attractive in one culture may not hold the same appeal in another. For example, in some African cultures, fuller figures have long been celebrated as symbols of health, prosperity, and motherhood. Similarly, in many South American cultures, curves are embraced as a sign of femininity and sensuality. These cultural variations highlight the complex interplay of biology, societal norms, and media influences in shaping perceptions of attractiveness. Conclusion: the enduring fascination. The male fascination with the female rear end is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon with deep roots in our evolutionary past, shaped by cultural norms, media representations, and individual experiences. While the human body will undoubtedly continue to captivate and inspire, It is essential to approach this fascination with sensitivity, respect, and an understanding of the broader social and cultural forces at play. As we navigate the ever-evolving landscape of beauty standards, it is crucial to foster a more inclusive and diverse understanding of attractiveness, one that celebrates the unique beauty of all individuals, regardless of shape, size, or cultural background.